Seth and I'm Eddie, the Skinhead Gourmet. Today we're going to be making a cinnamon rum chicken, and we're also going to be doing glazed carrots with mushrooms and onions. It's going to be a tasty meal. It's actually going to complement a dish from one of our other shows, the baked butternut squash mash. So we're going to be putting together a nice little fall meal. So stick around, it's the Skinhead Gourmet. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is our glazed candied carrots. I've got a saute pan that I've had heating up for a minute or two on high heat. I'm going to take some crushed up walnuts. We're actually going to put them in dry for a minute. We just want them to kind of warm up on their own and start releasing some of the essential oils that would be in them. Okay, as you can see, you're starting to get a little bit of browning on your walnuts here. So we're going to take about a tablespoon of butter. We're going to put that right in. And I've got a little bit of diced garlic and a little bit of ginger. We're going to let this go with just a quick pinch of sugar. I just want to get it mixed up and get that butter all over everything. Once we've tossed it around a little, we're going to take a bunch of cut little like carrot medallions. We're just going to pour those right on top and just keep tossing it and get that butter all over everything. Alright, now once you've got your carrots on and they've been on for a minute or two, you're going to want to take a little bit of sliced onion and just kind of sprinkle them around in there. You're going to want to add it to flavor, and at this point you're going to want to add maybe about another tablespoon's worth of butter, and you're just going to continue mixing this up. Oh, so after you let your carrots and onions cook for a little bit, you're going to take a little bit of a spiced rum, probably about a half a shot worth. You're going to put that in. You're going to add a little bit of Jamaican allspice, just a few quick sprinkles, as well as a little bit of ground cinnamon, which is definitely going to help bring in that fall flavor. I'm going to put a quick pinch of sugar on there, and you just want to continue stirring this up and getting it all mixed together. Okay, now that you've got your carrots and onions cooking, we're going to start the other dish. I took about 4 strips of bacon that I've just sliced up. So I'm going to spread this into a hot saute pan. So we're going to let them cover the bottom. We're just going to let them sit for a little bit without any kind of oil. We want to let them get a little crispy and get a little extra flavor. While that's in there though, I am going to add about a teaspoon at most worth of diced garlic and a couple small pieces of sliced onion just to cover the bottom. We're just going to let this cook in the bacon and the bacon grease. Alright, so now that our bacon's a bit on the cook side, we're going to take some of our chicken. I've got some boneless, skinless breast I've cut down into thin cutlets. We're just going to want to lay these across the top of the bacon. Alright, once we got these spread out a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of seasoning to it. We're going to give it a quick dusting with some sage. Not a ton, you don't want to overpower it or make it too savory, just enough to kind of bring that flavor out a little bit. We're also going to use a quick sprinkle of basil. We're also going to add in just a little bit of Jamaican allspice, as well as just a quick touch of black pepper. Now one thing you may want to do, once you get your chicken started to get a little bit cooked, if you want to add just a little bit of heat to it, it'd be a wonderful time to just give a quick sprinkle of some red cayenne pepper. Not a ton, you don't want to make it a spicy dish. You almost want to make it reminiscent of, say, like a jerk chicken or something like that, but you got a little bit of hot kind of balance with the sweet and the savory in it. It's going to make for a very well-rounded dish with a very exciting mix of flavor. Alright, so you got your chicken cooking and your carrots have been sitting for a little bit and they're starting to get nice and soft with those onions. Now we're going to just add a quick drizzle of honey. You just want to get the whole top of that covered. Give you a little bear squeeze. And we're going to actually throw in an extra quick pinch of sugar. And this may not be for everyone, but I actually like to toss in a little handful of just broken up sliced mushrooms. It'll actually bring a nice little earthy flavor to the sweetness that comes with the carrots and the onions together. And you just want to get all this mixing up. Those mushrooms are going to cook quick and they're going to soak up a lot of the flavor. So you don't want to put them in until you're just about done with your meal. But once you get them onto the heat, into the pan and over the heat, you just want to keep moving for a little bit. Also, you can keep breaking them up. They'll cook faster and mix in better with the flavor. Oh, hey, so our chicken's been down for a little bit. You can see it's starting to get a nice shade of brown to it. It's white in the middle if you break it apart. We're going to do about a quick 4 count or about a shot worth of rum. It's going to help deglaze the pancakes. Once we get the rum in there, just going to want to mix it around. What we're actually going to do is take a quick pinch of sugar and toss that on top. Now it probably seems a little bit weird, we're sweetening up a chicken and bacon dish. I can promise you, with the seasoning that we're using, it's going to tie it all together very nicely. And it's going to make for a nice hearty autumn meal. I don't know, there's something just about these colors and flavors and tastes in this whole meal that just says, that's the fall for me. It's the end of October, and this is exactly what we got coming. You can also give a quick flame to your rum. It'll help get the alcohol content lower, and it'll give a nice little added dimension of flavor to the dish. Alright, so now this chicken's just about done. There's a few things that you can do here last minute to kind of make a change here or there. You can take it as it is. I'm going to give it a quick squirt of honey, just to kind of add a nice little bit of sweetness to it. And we're actually going to turn off the heat and give it a quick toss. But in addition to doing that, you could also mash up banana. Just let it cook and get like to be a slightly brown, warm paste. Works wonderfully if you just mix that up with the chicken. But we're going to take a second and then we'll start plating everything out. To make a great fall meal, we've got our cinnamon rum chicken. Down here at the bottom, we've got some of our baked butternut squash mash. And then we've got our candied carrots and onions. And a little bit of fresh walnut to make the plate look nice. And that little bit of crunchiness to give it an added texture. You've got a wonderful fall meal that's fairly easy to make. Can do it quick and you can do it cheap. But thank you much. I'm Eddie, the Skinhead Gourmet. Oi oi. Alright, so we put together this nice fall meal. We're going to celebrate the season. We're going to have some nice fall food, read a little bit of good horror fiction, and have a great autumn. Happy Halloween, everybody, from the Skinhead Gourmet.
Happy Halloween. Oi!
Oi.